Hello everybody, this is Conquering History Games and welcome back to part 5 of my Ottoman Empire campaign here in Hearts of Iron 4, the Führerreich mod. This is probably going to be the finale of this particular series. I guess we'll see in a moment here. But because it just reached this point where Germany is acting so dumb, although I just don't know. I just don't know. What exactly is going to happen here, but we can't win without Germany. We need at least a slightly confident Germany, and it doesn't exist here. It doesn't exist in the slightest. So there's a couple of things going on here. Of course, we have some of the Allied forces here that have landed at these naval bases, but the thing is, I can't drive them off. They've just dropped so many forces into these bases that it's just impossible for me to get out. Pigeon on bread. Do I? Yeah, I exercise. Exercise is an important part of everybody's daily routine. Sorry, that's a chat question for those of you who are looking in the comments. You have to exercise if you're going to live in El Paso. My God, can you imagine if you didn't have the slightest bit of cardio or personal physical health? It's triple digits here all the time. That's how people die. Alright, let's do something like that. Alright, so what do we got going on here? We have this indefinite war goal against Georgia. That would be nice to, there's just something about this guy, this obscure minister of Georgia who in this alternate timeline of Führerreich has been made the leader. I just got a bad feeling about him. Hey, Howlers, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Wow, donating again. Thank you very much. Anyway, so what we're gonna do now is, I think we might deal with the Georgia Ssr. I'd like to get that done. Besides that, we're just so stretched out. Wait a minute. I think they left the capital of the French Phoenicia wide open, or perhaps not. Oh, it's just too much to break through. God, I hate this, man. I hate this. I really do. And he's got these constant naval battles going on. Do I have pineapple on my pizza? You know, it's been a while since I had pizza. There used to be a pizza joint that I would go to kind of frequently, and it had really great prices, but they just jacked them up a little under 2 months ago. So probably not. Yeah, it's been a long time since. Yeah, that was the last time I had pizza. Was almost 2 months ago. And there was a place. It's a local place. They would do pineapple on pizza good, but usually I don't like it. I don't think it mixes well. But they did it good because it's like it was like home cooked kind of stuff, but still inexpensive. But they jacked up their prices. I think it's because a lot of people were figuring out that they actually had a really good deal, because you know how all over the country you can get that $5 large, the ready to eat or hot and ready, whatever it's called, at Little Caesars. Well, this was much better pizza than Little Caesars, and it could be any topping for your one topping large, not just a pepperoni pizza. So yeah, it was a pretty darn good deal. Oh, all right, cool. They've been pushed off. All right, freaking hallelujah. Okay, let's go. Let's take a look at exactly how our garrison order is looking like these days. We're gonna want one of you here. Okay, better. So now we've got some of these guys redistributing themselves. The Romanians are killing themselves over here. Little Caesar's gotta be sick one time. Yeah, me too. That's why I don't need it anymore. I think the last time I had Little Caesars was last Veterans Day. They were doing a free, like a deep dish meat thing. So I picked that up and ate it at work. Ugh, got me Oh, felt terrible. And that was the last time I had Little Caesars. Alright. What else we got down here? We got some Chief of Air Forces. Here's superiority, maybe. That's the one I want. Battlefield support. Working on the air production. Are we mobilizing it all right now? Nope, not a single man. And we're only getting 1 political PowerPoint a day. You know what? Let's stop that. We're going to get almost 2 a day now. And the next chance I get, we're going to need to go to... Might be time for the all-adult serve, man. Let's see. What's my favorite pizza topping? I don't know. Sorry if for anybody who's watching this in the future, it's like, why is he answering all these chat questions? Well, for one, it's a live stream, and I probably should. But also, wait, what are we short on here? Rubber, right to the rubber. But it's just, there's only so much I could do. I'm just too minor of a nation. Let's get more rubber coming out of my refinery. So, oh yeah, so anyway, favorite pizza topping. God! It never ends! The naval invasions, they never end. Okay, I would have to, I'd have to think about that for a second. You know, again, that local pizza place, I like their black olives on it. And that's usually not something I would go with, but with them, black olives. Black olives is the way to go. Oh, God. These freaking invasions, man. It never ends! How many in production are almost ready to go? These recruited... Alright, let's just send all of you out early. I just can't wait for this anymore. And plus you're closer. And can there be a mod that makes it so teal is not the standard color? I'm sick of it. Let's see, Howlers is asking, do I like pineapples on pizza, you heathen? Yeah, I do. Like I said, well, God, I can't even remember. Besides that Little Caesars last Veterans Day, I can't remember the last time I had pizza that wasn't... Because it's a local place called Roadrunners Pizza. Real good stuff. I don't remember what's the last pizza I had that wasn't from them. Don't. Yeah, I'm sick of teal. Yeah, I'm sick of it. Isn't that what this teal, the first thing that pops up whenever you, whenever there's, you know, the standard color, like I change these, it's always teal. I hate the teal. Alright, we got a nice encirclement here. Recon companies just got upgraded. Great. I don't really need more oil, do I? Not exactly. I need the rubber, which I'm way behind on. I kind of messed up there. Let's knock out the last artillery one and be done with that. I'm actually not sure what influences the color of the, what's it called? The color of the Super Chat donation thing. I don't know how to change that, because I've seen some live streams where they're different colors, but I can't, I don't know if it's due to, like, the amount, because it doesn't seem to be tied to the amount, and geez, this is just a mess out here. Oh, I lost the light cruiser. We've got Naval Invasion in the Middle East. Oh my God! Oh no! Okay, wait. Let's take a deep breath here and and take care of this situation. Oh man. Yeah, we just need to... Let's figure out what to do about Georgia, and then I'm going to call this a game. Oh goodness, sorry. The sneezing. The sneezing and wheezing and the... Wait, no, that's a different song. Favorite event or period in history? I want to talk about a general period. I would probably want to one day specialize in what's sometimes called the long 19th century. So, of course, the 19th century, in a literal definition of it, was from, all the years that are 18, right? So the long 19th century, though, would kind of refer to essentially either you can consider it the start of the American Revolution, or most people it's really like the French Revolution, and continuing on until the eve of World War I. So that would be what the quote-unquote long 19th century is. So that's my most interesting period in history for me, particularly in Europe. Was thinking of studying history at one of the colleges in my area. Wait, what is this? Was thinking of studying history at one of the colleges in my area. Would you recommend? So that depends. Like, if you're talking about just general history, it'd be, of course, you got to be ready to go hunt for a job. Like, people say there's no jobs in history. That's not true. There's usually no local jobs in history, is the better way to put it. So if you're going to get a job in any sort of history field, I would say you should be ready to move. You got to go where the job is. Although, having said that, I just applied yesterday to a local history job, which I'm really hoping to get. If not, I'm going to need to reapply myself to looking into something like, New Mexico, which might be nice. I like New Mexico. It's a pretty chill state. All right, let's get better. What's these out? We're mobilizing. Okay, we're good to go. This is all looking pretty good out here. What is this? Howard is asking, what is your opinion Praetorian hijinks? Are you referring to how the Praetorians probably killed a lot more emperors than they ever saved? In fact, forget the probably. Oh yeah, but anyway, but let me just finish up answering the question for the guy who's going into history. So what I would just say is, now I don't know if you live in the United States or not, but generally how it works in the United States is when you go into history, at least when you're doing your bachelor's, you don't actually specialize in anything just yet. Unless it's maybe like studying history in order to teach it at a like a secondary school or like high school or something. So it's usually not going to be until you're in your master's or in any sort of a master's program that you're going to be having. Let's see, the Greek invasion. Jesus, never ends. Okay, no, actually we dealt with that pretty quickly. Sorry, there's a lot of things going on. I've got like 4 fronts that I'm watching. Okay, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to let's get you guys over here. And what I think the key is going to be here is getting these quick capitulations of some of their puppets. Alright, I think that'll work. Anyway, if you're going to go into history, you got to do it. Oh, what's my opinion on the YouTuber Praetorian hijinks? I can't say that I've heard of him, sorry. I thought you were talking about Praetorian hijinks, like the little hijinks, like, oh, those hijinks that the Praetorians would get into. Oh, the Romania wants to give us an expeditionary force. Thank you very much. Give me that. Let's put most of you in here. Actually, we've got some mountain divisions, which is pretty cool. Let's get you here. Wait, no, I meant here. That's not what I'm trying to shoot. Okay, wait. It's here. So I don't know the guy. Okay, now somebody else was asking about the Road to 56, China. Yeah, I think internal stability is the way to go. Take out the communists super quickly, and then you'll be good to go. Oh my goodness, it never ends. It never ends. I thought I had grabbed Kuwait. What were the Praetorians? The Praetorians were the guards of the Roman emperors. Or perhaps the legal assassins would be a better way to put it, because they were constantly assassinating them if they weren't getting paid. Even Marcus Aurelius, who was the last of the 5 good emperors, he when he came to power, I don't remember the exact proportions, but he did something like he gave them like 20 years worth of salary when he ascended to the throne. And I remember he was writing, I think him and what his teacher, the one who instructed him in like stoicism, his teacher was saying, you know, you're so beloved, you don't need to do that. You don't have to bribe your guards. And then Marcus Aurelius basically writes back, look, better safe than sorry. Right, what are we gonna shoot? All right, let's take Kuwait, and then we're gonna drop these guys here. So this is gonna take no time at all. Fighter aces are done. Let's get these guys here. All right, that's done. Now you here, you there. All right, this and this. There we go. What the? There we. What? Am I taking crazy pills? There it is. Okay. Yeah, so the Praetorians assassinated tons of emperors. Not tons. It was like a dozen. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head. Goodness gracious, it just never ends. It never ends, all these invasions. It never ends. Reduce the power of the governor generals. All right, so are we ready to open up another front? Probably not. That's probably really stupid. Does that mean I'm not going to do it? Of course not. Let's send them out, and then we're going to queue up some more of you. Oh, they're green. All right. We're almost done here. This is just... okay. Is it always very hard to play as the Ottomans in this mod? It's a lot... They want me to call me in warriors. No, it's a lot easier when Germany isn't acting stupid. And this is so weird because Germany, and I guess that's part of the you never know what's going to happen. It's an alternate history mod. But geez, like in my Argentinian campaign, Germany was kicking butt. They were running rampant all over the continent. They had huge amount of factories, an enormous manpower reserve. And here they are just acting so stupid, and they have completely lost the war for me. So I just want land, because I'm not considered a major power. If we actually look here, oh, actually I am considered a major power. I guess I finally did enough, but it's just so ridiculous. Wait, hold on a second. Wait, guys, I might have to go. I'm so sorry about the gap. Hold on a minute. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. Never mind. Sorry, I got this message. I thought that I was gonna have to stop it suddenly. All right. So you see, we're gonna have 34, 11, and 28 divisions respectively that we're gonna have to deal with. I've got 31 on this border. Oh, we got some equipment. Okay, so we've got this secured. We've got that kind of secured. Greece looks kind of secured. Let's move some of these guys over here as well. Have I heard of Rising Storm 2? I don't, no, I do not believe so. It does not sound familiar to me. Anyway, let's just do this. It's either going to happen or it's not. The fall of Berlin. There it is. All right. Come on, come on, come on. What? Oh, they're not calling them in? What's happening here? Oh my goodness. Hold. You all hold, you hold. Wow. Do they have forts here or something? I was not getting anywhere with that. Okay, now Azerbaijan got called in. But are they going to call in the Armenian commune? Alright, the good news is that I'm holding them here. Oh, what? Did they just declare on the Soviets? Yeah, it's over, guys. It's all over but the crying. Alright, what do we get to do here? Can we push... There we go. The Armenian commune just got called in. Very nice. No, that's not working. Shoot. You know, if we could just get one of them to capitulate at a time. Alright, more government modifications. I don't need a Navy guy. No theorist. Error. I don't know. Yeah, right, the Vulcans just want to go to Valhalla. That's what it's all about. Whoa, 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 slow that down. Okay, we got that there. We're done with the artillery. Let's get on this infantry equipment, I guess. The Middle East has a naval invasion happening. I think I've got everything covered, though. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Oh, we'll take... Oh! Oh, all I need is tanks. You're right. Yeah, with my Ottoman industry. Why didn't I just think? I'll just build a few divisions of tanks. That's so obvious. Wow, why didn't I think of that? Okay, looks like we're about to break through. Ooh, kind of need to stabilize here for a moment. When did my liking or passion for history start? I'm not sure if I can remember a specific moment when it started, but I do remember the moment when I wanted to go to college for it. See, my senior year of high school, I considered for a little bit that I wanted to become an architect. And I was looking into that, and then I met actual architects and engineers, and I realized, no, I don't actually want to be an architect. I want to be an engineer. That's it. And so then I was applying for a pretty good engineering school. Like, I was setting myself up to do it, and I realized, because it was, you know, some colleges, it's a pretty long application process. And so I was kind of, wait, Latvias Valsits, oh, up here. All right, so Germany is winning. Look at this. Germany has become Prussia again and change. So what was I getting at? Oh, yeah. And I just remember that I was putting off finishing up the applications by reading the histories, which was, it's what some people consider, some people say it's him, some say it's Thucydides, but it's the histories is a book by a Greek man named Thucydides, who he just basically was writing about the ancient world. So that's like that's like the big source for, oh, holy shit. I was gonna say that's the big source for like, you know, the Greek-Persian wars, for example. It's a million frickin' naval invasions. And yet, you know what? I think all these naval invasions are also partly why Germany has held on as long as it has, because they're spending resources trying to get me. Come on, get in there. Get in there. All right, get on. All right, is that going to be enough to get the capitulation? All right, let's try that. Now we're going to... No, stop it. Stop it. Come here. Oh, it's a frickin' lake. Damn it. All right. We're gonna crush these guys here. They've got no organization at all. Yeah, they're just my cavalry divisions. They're just ripping right through them. All right, let's try to get to Baku as well. All right, shortening the front line there. All right. We're already kind of back on track here. We're gonna cut them off from their bases, and they'll all die. This has happened before. It'll all happen again. Oh, thank you, Sam Cooper. I appreciate it. Is it Cooper or Cooper? All right, let's get you here, and you come in. No, you come this way. Oh shoot, they got reinforced. All right. All right, at least this is going well. You know what? We gotta take the capital here. This should be enough to capitulate the commune. Oh no. Shoot, I think we're gonna lose them. I think we're gonna lose 3 whole divisions. That's a pretty significant proportion of my army. Send these out. Am I now out of equipment? No, we're good. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Invasion's already starting to be contained. We've got some things going on here. Let's do that. Pivot you over there. Okay. Try to fortify. Fortify! What am I going to fortify with? What factories? Which border, too? I'm covering like 7. No, not 7. It's like, I got to cover this. There's another invasion. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm fighting a 6-front war here, fellas. I didn't declare on the Soviets. The frickin' Germans did. Alright. Alright, so okay, things are alright, they're stabilizing out here. We've got their capital. I just need to find a way to get into Karen. I can't force attack it. No. Come on, why aren't you attacking like this? You see, why are they acting so dumb? Well, these are Romanian units. Alright. Let's get them out here. There's no, yeah, once again, there's no naval bases here, so we're doing good. They're gonna all starve, fade away. Okay, we got the mountain divisions. That's not gonna help me. We've already got this air stuff, maybe. Who knows? At least I'm maintaining air superiority. Okay, we're holding them here. We're gonna lose this tile. What is this? Georgian Ssr. Georgian Ssr. Come on, no, come back here. Poland just capitulated. Oh my gosh, I can't believe y'all give the Volkus this. They haven't capitulated yet. They're holding Vienna. All right, there we go. You see they shift over here, so I shift to the west. Oh man, who is this? Some Azerbaijan reinforcements. Just gotta get this one frickin' tile, and we can force a capitulation, I think. And wait, Eastern Balkans. No, we've got this covered. Where could the naval invasion be coming? All right, cover that. Close this. Close this. And take these as well. All right, got it. Military and civilian tanks do different things. I mean, military and civilian factories do different things. All right, cool. That's sort of under control. Now, we got another dangerous naval invasion happening in Greece. I don't see where, but it seems the AI is getting much smarter about not to... Oh, is it this one? I was going to say, there goes. All right, the Armenian commune has capitulated. The cowardly Armenians are done with, and Sweden did at the same time. Who's got... Yep, there it is. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Alright, let's try to get to Tobolski. I'm not so sure it's going to happen, though. See, we are finding some weak points. There goes Bohemia. Alright, that's good. You stop. Alright, make sure they don't fill in these lines here. Okay, cool. Now we actually have some free civilian factories. Now, what do I need? What do I need? I'm starting to run a deficit on a few things. Missing so much stuff. You know what? I think we need to, go to regulated markets to get some resources back. Alright, let's try to come over here and make our way towards Baku. There goes Germany, finally, February of 1943. Oh, man. So it's not over for me. It shouldn't be, because I'm considered a major power. I just saw it. I was considered a major power. All right, they're starting to do some... Wow, look at that Poland. Talk about between the seas. Hey, look at that. They've got a corridor. They've got a corridor to the sea. Oh, man. This is something. Okay, I'd love it if we can split this in half, that I could take out one than the other. Really, Georgia's the only one I need to capitulate. Maybe. There go the Hungarians. The dominoes are falling. Am I not producing any more divisions? Come on, let's line some more up. There we go. Am I still mobilizing as well? A little bit. Good. Alright. Demand Trabzon. That focus is bypassed. Now, I could take Crush Armenia. Sure. Except we're going to bypass that. I could conquer the Arabs. Except I can't. What? What to do? What to do? I just don't know. I just don't know. Focus bypass, destroy the Kurds. Where's that? Where's that focus? Is it something over here? Destroy the Kurds. I don't remember seeing that. What? Okay. Am I blind? What? Ban the Fez? Anyway, let's get back to it. How many divisions are they down to? They're still at basically the same. The commune is done. They still have 29 over here. Alright. U7. Let's get you here and pointed that way. Okay, let's try to run up the coastline at least. Any other naval invasions? No. Okay. Good, good. And we got the red bubbles up there again, but we're wearing them down. I'm sure of it. Come on, let's come in here. Wait, I think they left this tile open. Oh, right as I noticed it, they filled it again. And I can't break through here. Let's go, force attack. Over 10 days, it's not happening. There it is again! The party never ends! I can't afford to take any more from there. Well, shoot. Okay, we're gonna take 1, 2, something like that. Okay, now, over here, we've got to get, jeez, I don't want to take any more from that front, so we're going to split this in half. This is a little risky. And come back over here. So I put my navy in the Mediterranean. Let's see what the Ottoman navy looks like. Oh, it's actually done repairing. It didn't tell me. Never mind. Okay, so that'll help a little bit, but they're going to get killed. Everybody out there gets killed. Come on, every tile counts. There goes Romania. They're getting closer. They're on my borders. That's it. It's over. It was a fun ride, guys. Okay. Oh, jeez. What could I do? All right. Let's go. They're coming in here. They're getting beat up. Come on, we're right there. We're right there. We're so close to Tobolski. This is all working. I think I need to slow it down. Alright. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. We might need to pull out of Greece entirely. Where did that go? Okay, yeah, so let's get you here. Let's get you there. Alright. Actually, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you there. Move quickly. Move swiftly. Stupid ass Germans. It's been a long time since I lost a campaign. I think the last time I lost a campaign, it must have been like last year. Alright, this guy's been annoying me. Hold on a sec. Too easy. Alright. Ugh. Right, go and go. We have actually a few too many divisions here, so let's do that. Actually, no, that doesn't work either. Let's get you here and there. Okay. They're on their way. Oh, I just realized these guys are not doing their automatic stuff. Okay. Hey there, Hidden Plays Games. Good to see ya. Good to see some friendly faces. Alright, Alright, yeah, they're losing here. These big, trained, veteran French divisions are coming in. I just want to knock out this dude! Come on, come on! No, there's just far too many reinforcements. It's ridiculous. Come on. Let's go, let's go. Maybe we can actually take Athens back. Oh, they're coming down. Why aren't the other divisions here? It's supposed to be like 9. Come on. No, no. I'm out of command points. Can't do the things I want to do. Yep, and this is where it always comes out. All the people who watch to cheer against me. Every time. Every time. It never fails. But I think this is going to be the first one where I haven't been able to make a comeback. Yeah, I think the last time I lost the campaign was... I think it was... This was back during the old Italy days last year. Where, I played as the Italian Federation. I went Battle Pope, and it was the same thing. The Entente completely abandoned me in that case, and so it was basically me against the entire world. And it was just like this, where it was a case like, okay, fine, I don't need my allies to win. Could they just hold? All Germany had to do was maybe maintain the same border, but they couldn't. Geez, look at that big blue blob. But they could. They just had to fuck up entirely. I think we should just go to 5 speed. It's pretty much over here. Let's might as well speed the end up. All right. Let's get some combat unit destruction. Of course, that's going to be very important for the rest over the course of the rest of this campaign. Come on. Come on. Right, let's hit S and take Battalion. Let's get you over here too, the Romanians. Alright, we've still got Constantinople. Got Constantinople. It's Istanbul, not Constantinople. These borders. That Polish Socialist Republic is definitely something to behold. Oops, shoot. What? There it is. Come on, we're right there. We're right there. There goes my steel trade. I'm running out of factories. I've lost like 40% of them. How are they still hanging on? They're almost out of manpower, at least, but they switched to all adult serve, so they got a lot more coming in. all the time, constantly. Still don't have enough to do the force attack. All my steel trade everywhere is going away. Oh, I just realized this guy's still here. Let's get you up there. Okay. Losing all my cores too, so that's hurting my population. Still holding Constantinople. Come on, they're about to break through. What, 6 more days? Okay, just a bit longer. No, it comes, it goes, it comes and it goes, it ebbs and it flows. Come on, right here, right here. Do we lose a naval base? No, we're still good. Okay, cool. This is looking good up north. Got some nice cutoffs. We'll come at them from a different direction now. Okay, we're 1 tile away. Just 1 tile to go. Still have Constantinople, still inflicting big casualties as we hold on to the city. 1943. Come on. Just it's almost going to be 400 years later, or pardon me, almost exactly 500 years later, just 10 years short. The new Rome will fall, just like the old did. New Rome being us, of course. Got him! Got him! Oh, suck it, you mustache Georgian leader. Yes, take that, gonna take that, gonna take that. There you go. Did it. We did it. It's ours now. We won. We just won. Oh, we'll take that. I don't have enough score. Oh, yes. I'm gonna count that as a win. Click, 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 click. Alright. Wow, why is Georgia still going? They were the puppet, and this is Bull. Come on, everybody, just rush for Baku. just so I can say I did. But the real goal of the campaign was won. This was, I think this can be considered nothing but less than a completely definitive victory for the Ottoman Empire. Yes, there's no question, not in the least. Whew! Alright, I just want to check some things here while this just runs out. Okay, we're almost there, we're almost there. Keep this division occupied. The cavalry's gonna make it! They're gonna do it! Oh, man. Alright. Venezuela and Colombia signed a white peace. Wait, what's going on out there? Oh, we've got Valkis Peru with Flores in charge. He always does manage to pop up. There goes the aluminum. Alright, we got Baku. How have they not capitulated? I think they're cheating. Why are they not capitulated? Azerbaijan. This is nonsense. They should be dead. 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 Let me get the Romanian one here. All right. Okay, I guess we just have to take these non-core areas. Take all those little tiles just to push them over to 100%. Oh, these guys actually got cut off, but it's alright. Whew. Let's see, Argentina. Did anybody flee here in particular? Nope, they're socially democratic. Great mustache, though. got that. We're taking this back. That's it. We got Azerbaijan. Consider me the goat. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to put everybody in a single army. Yep. It was quite a ride, guys. It was quite a ride. Oh, good. You see, once I get this modern rubber processing, truly there will be nothing to stop me. So that's basically the that's it. That's the end. France alone has 216. Just look at what I'm dealing with. They've got 216 divisions. These guys got 63. There's 4 more down here. The United Kingdom's got 37. Another 6 there. Another 3 there. And on and on and on and on and on. And I've in reality only got about 10 divisions available to me right now, because everybody else is cut off and is going to die out here. As you can see, they already are rotting away. So I think I'm gonna. How's that for a peace deal? Oh my. Yeah, the traditional Swedish cores of Belgium. How could I have forgotten such a thing? All right. So, should I just shut it down right now? Or what? What do you guys think, chat? I think it's pretty much done here. Oh. All right. Wait for capitulation. The capitulation is never gonna happen, or at least it's gonna take ages. Look at that. My guy's just too good. We must see the terminally ill sick man die. Alright, well here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out at least those divisions so he's not getting the penalty. Oh wait, he's down to 6 divisions. I think the overrun is about to actually happen. Yeah, you know what? Let me hold on a sec. Let me pause it here real quick. I'm going to look something up because I want to read it exactly right. Okay. I'm trying to find Constantine the 11th's speech. Okay. Now. Okay, so I'm gonna this has now become a reading. I'm going to read the final speech of the final speech of Osman IV before the fall of Constantinople. Most noble leader. By the way, get comfortable. Go get some water. Actually, I'm gonna go get some water before I read this out. Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm back. Let me just a reading as the caliphate is in its death throes. Hold on, I'm trying to actually get something. The second monitor is acting up on me a little bit. Most noble okay. Here we go. Osman IV's final speech before the fall of Rome, because we are Rome. You know well that the hour has come. The men of our faith wishes to oppress us even more closely by sea and land, with all his engines and skill to attack us with the entire strength of this siege force, as a snake about to spew its venom. He is in a hurry to devour us, like a savage lion. For this reason I am imploring you to fight like men with brave souls, as you have done from the beginning up to this day against the enemy of our faith. I hand over to you my glorious, famous, respected, noble city, the shining queen of cities, our homeland. You know well, my brothers, that we have 4 obligations in common, which force us to prefer death over survival. First, our faith and piety. Second, our homeland. Third, the Sultan anointed by the Lord. And fourth, our relatives and friends. Well, my brothers, we must fight for one of these obligations. We will be even more liable under the command strength of all 4. As you can clearly understand, if God grants victory to the impious because of my own sins, we will endanger our lives for our holy faith, which Christ gave us with his own blood. Pardon me, not Christ, let's say Muhammad or something. This is most important of all. If even one gains the entire world but loses his soul in the process, what will it benefit? Second, we will be deprived of such famous homeland and our liberty. Third, our empire, renowned in the past but presently humbled, low and exhausted, will be ruled by a tyrant and an impious man. Fourth, we will be separated from our dearest children's wives and relatives. This wretch of a president has besieged our city up to now for 57 days with all his engines and strength. He has relaxed the blockade neither day nor night, but by the grace of Allah our Lord, who sees all things, the enemy has often been repelled up to now from our walls with shame and dishonor. Yet now, too, my brothers, feel no cowardice, even if small parts of our fortifications have collapsed from the explosions and engine missiles. As you can see, we made all possible necessary repairs. We are placing all hope in the irresistible glory of God. Some have faith in arraignment, others in cavalry, might and numbers, but we believe in the name of our Lord, our God and Savior, and second, in our arms and strength granted to us by divine power. I know the countless hordes of the impious will advance against us according to their custom, violently, confidently, and with great courage and force, in order to overwhelm and wear out our few defenders with hardship. They attempt to frighten us with loud yells and innumerable battle cries, but you are all familiar with their chattering, and I need say no more about it. For a long time they will continue so, and will also release over us countless rocks, all sorts of arrows and missiles, bullets and guns, like the sand of the sea. But I hope that such things will not harm us. I greatly rejoice and nourish with hopes in my mind that even if we are few, you are all experienced and seasoned warriors, courageous, brave, and well prepared. Look at that. You see, we got the veterans. Yeah, and well prepared. Protect your heads with shields in combat and battle. Keep your right hand armed with a sword extended in front of you at all times. Your helmets, breastplates, and suits of armor are fully sufficient together with your other weapons and will prove very effective in battle. Our enemies have no use for such weapons. You are protected inside these walls while they advance without cover and with toil. For these reasons, my fellow soldiers, prepare yourselves, be firm, and remain valiant for the pity of God. Take your examples from the few elephants of the Carthaginians and how they dispersed the numerous cavalry of the Romans with their noise and appearance. If one dumb beast put another to flight, we, the masters of horses and animals, can surely even do better against our advancing enemies, since they are dumb animals, worse even than pigs. Present your shields, swords, arrows, and spears to them, imagining that you are a hunting party after wild boars, so that the impious may learn that they are dealing not with dumb animals, but with their lords and masters, the descendants of the Greeks and Romans. That's us, by the way. All right, I'll go ahead and skip ahead to the final paragraph. Or actually, no, I can't. Constantinople, she became the queen of cities, the shield and aid of our homeland. the shelter of Muslims, the hope and joy of all wishes to destroy this city, which was once proud and blooming like a rose in the field. I can tell you that this city mastered the entire universe. She placed beneath her feet Pontus, Armenia, Patagonia, the Amazonian lands, Cappadocia, Galatia, Mednia, Georgian Colossus, Bosphorus, Albania, Syria, Cilicia, Mesopotamia, Phoenicia, Palestine, Arabia, Judea, Patricia, Scythia, Macedonia, Thessaly, Hellas, Locrius, Aetolius, Achaia, the Peloponnesus, Epirus, Illyria, the Adriatic, Italy, Tuscany, the Celts, and the Galatian Celts, Spain up to Cadiz, Libya, Mauritania, Ethiopia, Beledhes, Numidia, Africa, and Egypt. Now he wants to enslave her and throw the yoke upon the mistress of cities, our holy churches, where the Holy Trinity was worshipped, where the Holy Ghost was glorified in hymns, where angels were heard praising, enchant the deity of and the incarnation of God's word. He wants to turn into shrines of his blasphemy, shrines of the mad and false prophet, as well as into the stables for his horses and camels. Consider then, my brother and comrades in arms, how the commemoration of our death, our memory, fame, and freedom can be rendered eternal. The final words of Osman IV before charging the walls before charging the breach in the walls created by the French. And so it goes. What's it gonna be? Their naval invading. They're hitting from sea and land. September 7th, 1943. Rest in peace, the third and final Rome. We have fallen to the French. We shall never see its like again. Thank you, Howlers, for the donation. Oh. Rest in peace, Osman. You were too pure for this world. I just can't. I can't. All right, but that was that's it. That's the end of the Ottoman campaign. Thank you all for joining me on it. So what do you guys think? What should I do now for the rest of the stream? Do you guys want to see me play something else a bit? Canadian Anatolia puke deals. All right, yeah. So let me know in the chat if you'd like to see me maybe play something else. No, not EU4. Maybe I could, I'll tell you what. Would you guys want me to maybe show off a different mod? Give you guys a minute to answer. Some Total War. Oh, I like the sound of that. Do some Total War. Then again, no, that'd be like a whole campaign. CK2, no. In the Name of the Tsar. I don't like In the Name of the Tsar. I thought it had so much potential. Oh, yes! Yes, that is correct, Reptilians. You know what? Here, this'll cheer me up. I know just what we're gonna do. Glenn Games. I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. So this is let's check this out. All right, we're gonna do something else. All right. Oh yeah, that's a great attitude, Buro. It says, hey, is somebody ambitious? Let's just cut them down. So, So we are going to. This is a new mod that I guess was like completely flying under the radar, but it turns out that somebody in my Discord had been working on it, and when they went live with it, he published it, and well, they published it, and he said, "Hey, there's this thing," and so I looked into it. Nobody asked me to like play it for YouTube or anything, uh, but I wanted to show it off. It's very interesting. Not the least reason of which is that you can play as the United States. So this is a very, very ambitious mod that eventually wants to cover a 300-year time period. And hey, more power to them if they could do it. So we're gonna play as the United States uh, under the worst president ever. Like, if we do the thing where we don't talk about the history of like the last 50 years or something, the historically worst president in U.S. history, as far as I'm concerned, James. I totally was the first gay. Like James, quote, I totally was the first ever gay president, but nobody mentions it because I was an awful president, unquote, Buchanan. So we're gonna play this for a bit, for I don't know, however long. So, brief history. America enjoys a generation of prosperity and growth. Following the manifest destiny, the United States have expanded their reach to the lands once seized by the natives and Mexicans. Although the states aren't absolutely free from conflict, the Mormon rebellion in Utah troubles the nation, and continued arguments about the rights of slaves go on within the free states and border ruffians. These scars, left untreated, will leave a conflict that troubles the very Constitution of the United States, and left not resolved will eventually rip the nation apart. So right now, we are going to now as it works right now, the mod only goes into like the 1870s, so it's like 20 years, but they want to do eventually 300 years, but still we can do a fair amount of stuff here. End of the new beginning. All right, so what we're gonna do here is I'm also gonna take a little break. Also, let me change the title. The end of a new beginning. I'm going to, just take a few minutes break, and I'll let you guys just look at some of the focus tree for a couple of minutes. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, there's not going to be a whole lot happening right now, but I'm just going to take this time to talk about the history of the United States during this period to help myself cool off after, that just stupid crap, freaking Germany. Whatever. Yeah, it was fun, It's fun in the end. That's what matters. All right, so here we are. We are James Buchanan. He was elected president of the United... Wait, hold on a second. Okay, wait a second. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'm just doing some things. Trying to take care of some stuff. The chat's acting funny. I've got this weird... Oh, here we go. Okay, so we are James Buchanan. He was the 15th president of the United States. He was elected to the office in 1856, basically because he didn't offend anybody. So he's the last president before Lincoln, and of course the Civil War. The secession of the Confederate States from the United States actually happens under his watch. So wait, goodness, I'm sorry. I'm messing around with things in the second monitor. What is happening? I'm just having some issues here. Like the chat is like ghosting on me and stuff. All right. Okay. So, anyway, he had been a senator. He had been a congressman. He did have some experience. He was a foreign ambassador. He was Secretary of State, which is a position that often leads to the presidency. All right, let's grab this. There's this whole tech tree here that they've got: mechanical engineering, process engineering, biochemistry, electrics, and industry. So I'm going to show you some of these things out here. There's socioeconomics and humanities. We're going to go with the industrial society to get a little more political power out here. And there's also early aviation out here. Let's see. We can get a battery. I don't know. Let's get the fucking battery or something. This is not a serious campaign. What we're going to start with is the Buchanan Presidency. Oh, yep. 15th President of the United States, member of the Democratic Party, 17th U.S. Secretary of State, and, he was a Senator Congressman. Well, that's basically what I said. So there were some interesting things, to say the least, going on in the United States during his tenure. Also, I like these little, logos they've got here and stuff. Let's pump up Illinois and New York, I'm thinking, for the infrastructure here. And, so Buchanan's vice president was a man named Breckinridge, who would later run for president and who's actually going to run in the upcoming election once we get to the 1861. Well, that's going to take a little while. Look, it's mini-me. It's just two Buchanans. But some interesting things went down during the Buchanan presidency. To say, interesting might not be the right way to say it, but... The Panic of 1857, for example. You see, before there was the Great Depression, the depressions in the United States, or when the market would crash, they called those panics instead. Now, I noticed somebody in the chat is talking about why isn't there an 1850 option for the Civil War? Well, for one thing, the campaign starts in 1857, so it's a little hard to retroactively create a Civil War. But yes, some people say there could have potentially been a Civil War in 1850. The Compromise of 1850 was an event that happened in U.S. history that really sprung out of the U.S. war with Mexico. You see, this is the tricky thing about when you're talking about history. You have to start going back and saying, well, this was caused by this, which was caused by this, which was caused by that. But basically, the United States had absorbed Mexico after its war with them that happened in 1846-47. It officially ends in 48. And it had to do with California wanting to come into the Union as a free state. You see, in the 1850s, and prior to that as well, the United States was a country that had slavery legalized. And there were slave states and free states within the Union. Now, I'm saying this for perhaps my European viewers who don't know it, because more than half of the people who watch my channel are not from the United States. Here we go, the slavery debate, which I was just talking about. Wait. All right, so the slavery debate. The issue of slavery has lingered as long as the United States has been. Our founding fathers could not solve this issue, nor the generation after that. All they have done is pass the torch of slavery issue to us, and the tensions of slavery is starting to boil. So right now we've got a national spirit that is called, where is it? Dismissed slavery issue. So it's going to be replaced with a slavery debate, which no matter what we pick is going to give us less stability and less political power. All right, so since it's Buchanan and we're just boring as fuck, we're just gonna say, so what? I don't care. So anyway, so there were free states and there were slave states. Now a free state is one where I'm talking about on paper here. It's more complicated than that, but where slavery was legal. So for example, Pennsylvania was a free state. Massachusetts was a free state, Ohio was a free state, etc., etc. By the time we're getting into the 1850s, or when you have the compromise, you had this previous compromise that was called the Missouri Compromise, and it had to do with Missouri coming into the United States. You see, as the United States pushed its way west, they were creating many new states, and so the question was always, what is going to be what's going to be a slave state, what's going to be a free state. So the Missouri Compromise, which happened in the 1820s, was where Missouri was invited into the United States as a slave state, but everything below this parallel that constitutes the southern state border of the great sexy state of Missouri would be a free state. Everything south of it would be a slave state. Everything north of it would be a slave state. So on paper, that meant, for example, these areas that are now Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, like just extending across the continent and like kind of slicing through California, those would be slave states, and like Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and all this stuff, these would be free states on paper. Now the problem happens when the land is taken from Mexico and California. All of this is they say that they want to come as a free state. Everybody knew it was going to come in as a free state. There were many reasons for that, but for example, a lot of immigrants were going to California because there was a gold rush that had happened. So you're getting people from Europe, you're getting people from Asia, and so those people aren't going to be for slavery. Anyway, so then this creates the necessitation for a second compromise, and it was an extremely controversial compromise, to say the least, the Compromise of 1850, which was the brainchild, probably first and foremost, of one Henry Clay, who's dead by now. Basically was his last major act. And it was a compromise between him and Stephen Douglas. He was the other architect of it. He was somebody who was the senator from Illinois. He's the one who had the debates with Abraham Lincoln, the infamous debates. So there's several provisions. Here's the most important ones. Texas got carved up into how it was meant to be, like into basically essentially the modern day state that it was. New Mexico and Utah were going to get to choose whether to be free or slave states via the concept of popular sovereignty. So that basically said that the people who lived in those territories were going to be able to vote on whether or not they'd be a free or a slave state. The slave trade was also banned in the District of Columbia. You see, this is the area that is the capital of the United States. It's Washington, D.C. D.C. stands for District of Columbia. Slave trade was banned, although slavery was still legal. But probably the most important consequence of the Compromise of 1850 was the Fugitive Slave Act. You see, there was something which was called the Underground Railroad, which would smuggle slaves from the southern parts of the United States up until the northern free parts of the United States, and often into Canada as well. So the Fugitive Slave Act, or Fugitive Slave Law, was an extremely controversial bill. It said that all escaped slaves, upon being captured, must be returned to their masters. And law enforcement officials, and citizens for that matter, were compelled to cooperate with this act. So what this meant is, before, let's say you were a slave in Georgia or something, and you were smuggled up to Michigan. Well, you're basically free now. So because think of it like an extradition sort of thing, to simplify it. It's like an extradition sort of thing. So thank you for the blessings, everybody. So the Fugitive Slave Act meant that it was illegal for you not to return an escaped slave to his master in the South. So this, of course, really pissed off a lot of abolitionists. But let's talk about this Dredcott's decision, which has been just sitting here in the corner for ages. We gotta wait. Hold on a sec. Left something in the kitchen. So the Dred Scott decision. So in the United States, there is something called the Supreme Court. It is 9 justices who are appointed they're nominated by the president, and then they are confirmed by the Senate, which is one of the legislative branches, and they serve for life, and they make rulings on they have the Supreme Court. If there's some sort of a court case that's happening, the Supreme Court is the final stop. And it is often a place where rulings on the constitutionality of certain things have been made. So there's a lot of very, very famous Supreme Court decisions, such as things like Marbury versus Madison, Brown versus the Board of Education, and in this case, the effects of Dred Scott. So the Dred Scott versus Sanford case was cleared up on March 6th, 1857. The result was ruled that Dred Scott's a slave. Dred Scott, who had resided in a free state, was not entitled to his freedom, and that African Americans could not be citizens of the United States. The outrage in the North of the ruling has not died down, as it increased in intensity with the ongoing debate over slavery. So what we are actually going to do is we are going to commend the ruling, because that's basically what Buchanan did. Now let me talk a little bit more about what the Dred Scott decision was, to be more thorough. He was a slave who, like I said, he was in the North. So hold on a sec, somebody's knocking on my door. Sorry, it's kids out there. So, where was I? Now, the Dred Scott decision was immensely controversial. It didn't affect Dred Scott as much, because he actually was already free by the time the court case was finished. But the Dred Scott decision basically said if you were a slave who went to a free state, you were still a slave. Now, the main reason this was so controversial is because I just spent all this time explaining how, you've got your slave states down here, and then your free states are up here. The Dred Scott decision basically said that every state was a slave state, since if you could have slaves in a free state, doesn't that make it a slave state? And then, of course, there was the actual writing of what the justice said in the Dred Scott decision. I don't remember the exact wording, but he basically said, the black man has no rights which anybody is bound to defend. Or how did the phrasing go? It was... I'm trying to remember the exact words because it was really powerful. Damn it, I'm so sorry that... I don't remember it, but yeah, it was pretty bad. So, were you saying in the West or just in general? What? You're gonna have to be more specific than that, Wolf 022. Anyway, so that was the Dred Scott decision thing. Let's move on here. So now we've got the Utah War. So the Utah stuff, it's getting more complicated. You might notice like this starts in Nevada and Utah is like a demilitarized zone. So the Mormons had settled in Utah. This is a branch of, it's like a sect, it's like a sub branch of Christianity. That's the quickest way I can describe what it is. Now, they had been granted Utah because their founder, Brigham Young, had come from the east and had settled here in the west. Now, this is kind of a lesser-known part of Mormon early history. When the U.S. war with Mexico was happening, part of the negotiations for the Mormons getting Utah, or getting to settle there peacefully, is that they would need to contribute a battalion of soldiers to fight in the war against Mexico. Now, the Mormon battalion actually did not see combat, although they did stop a slaughter of Mexican citizens by other American forces. And if you ever had the chance, you should read the diary of the Mormon battalion. Did I not say Joseph Smith? Sorry, Joseph Smith. Anyway, the diary of the Mormon battalion and their like thousands of miles long trek that they did through just some really brutal terrain. Something that makes I'm trying to remember. I once saw somebody, they said like the accomplishments of the Mormon battalion. There was the Panic of 1857 I was talking about. The accomplishments of the Mormon battalion pale the or turn into pale the actors of oh shoot, I'm getting all tongue twisted. Oh my god, I'm blanking out. Xenophon's story about the 10,000 Greeks and their march to the sea. That one. All right, so we're done. Now we've bypassed the 1857 thing. You know, it is kind of late and I do have work in the morning. I probably should stop it. And I need to cook a little bit too before bed. But all I've done, we're only in September of the first year. Yeah, the Utah War was essentially a situation where the United States, again, to just simplify some things, was going to march into Utah and take away any semblance of autonomy that the Mormons had. And let's see, what do we do here? Let's do some panic control. And then the Mormons were sort of fighting a guerrilla war for like a year. But it didn't get too violent. I wouldn't say it was a full blown war. I think only only 150 people died. Most of it was just, yeah, it was more of a war of trying to just keep the United States out. So like they would blow up some of the railroads and things like that, or any roads that can come in. They tried to just stall the U.S. Army from coming in more than anything else. Invade Mexico and build a wall. Wow, that's an original one. All right, so yeah, so as we're approaching 1860 and the election of 1860, we're reaching this point where tensions between the different states are growing higher. Of course, there's always the threat of secession. Now, people think that actually this whole thing around the election of Abraham Lincoln in 1860 is what is like the first time secession had been discussed. But some of these states, particularly South Carolina, had discussed secession from the United States for decades, practically since the country's inception, really. Boy, if I had a nickel for every time that South Carolina in history had threatened to secede, there wouldn't be a deficit. Have Huey Long lead the CSA. You know what? I think that the stream has gone on long enough. Now we're just getting the people who just they just want to hang out in the chat and shit post, and I guess that's fun and all, but we're going to go ahead and stop it for the day. Thank you for all those who donated through the super chat. Thanks for all of you who watched the entirety of my Ottoman Empire playthrough. I've got to go. Like I said, I've got work in the morning, and I want to cook a little bit right before bed, so I'm set for the weekend. Keep an eye out on the channel. Lot more content is coming. Lot of Führerreich. And then once I'm done with the current Führerreich campaigns, I've got some really big plans So anyway, good night, everybody. You all have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you around. Bye.